Hello everybody, welcome to our afternoon session of Body Tuning Live. This is a sample preview of the classes we've been offering online, and today we're going to be working on our neck, hands, and wrists and upper body. We've been spending a lot of time in our devices lately, and I know my hands are starting to feel it. So if you have a chair, follow along. If you're standing around walking, you can easily do the same exercises against the body. Let's start by loosening up the wrists by dropping the hands against the thighs. These will be examples of some of the exercises that I use to keep my body feeling good during my life. Even outside of quarantine, these are the same exercises that I use to keep my body healthy and strong. Great, let's make some movements, getting the hands warmed up. Stretching the fingers a little bit in and out. Good, clasp the hands, turn the pancake over. If you're just tuning in with us for the first time, please try to like and subscribe to our page. And if you're interested in further movement classes, you can find details in the comments. We're hosting classes twice a day, three times a day actually, throughout the week now. Great, let's get some more gentle bouncing for the wrist going here. Great, some easy shaking in the air. A little bit stretching of the wrist. Take the wrist loosely, squeeze with the other hand, and flex the hand down. Great, shaking the wrists out again and bouncing on the legs. Let the arms slowly come to a rest. Get the elbows moving out to the side. This movement is very good to start tapping into the shoulders. We can combine this with gentle side-to-side head movements in order to loosen all the way from the jaw into the neck. Great, keep the circles going in the lap, and at the same time, let's start to move the head. Let the head move in the easiest way possible, no force, only moving comfortably. Good, start to let the chest rotate. let's revisit the bouncing of the hands. Really try to let the dead weight of the arms drop down and relax the wrists. Great, spinning on the shoulders, letting the elbows come out to the side and close to the body. Try to pivot through the hand. Again, stretching the neck both ways as we do this. Good, now let's pay attention to the shoulder blades. Let's start to create the rolling of the shoulders in the neck. Do this very gently as not to cause extra strain on the neck. The effort here is to try to squeeze the muscles of the upper back and pump blood into the area. Good. Let's use a rocking motion to start to stabilize the spine even in the sitting position. This exercise feels like the drinking bird that dips in and out of the cup of water. Try to keep the spine long and straight the whole time. Good, let the arms rest by the side and shimmy the body. Shaking the chest from side to side. Let the head naturally follow the movement of the chest. If you're just tuning in with us now, what you're seeing is an example of some of our online body tuning classes that we've been offering to combat sedentary life during the quarantine. These are examples of exercises that I use in my life when I'm working as a therapist, and also during the quarantine to keep myself loose, flexible, happy, and well circulated. Good, leaning forward a little bit and up. Try to get the spine to wiggle like a snake. And the other way. Great, let's pay some more specific attention to the neck now. The most important muscles to work on after sitting for a long time are these big long cables that come down the neck diagonally. We can stretch these cables first by taking a hold of them in a pinching grip and squeezing this big fat muscle that pops out here. Give a few tugs onto this meat on both sides to warm up the muscles. Great, in order to lengthen the front of the neck, we must combine a few movements. Try to roll the head to the side first. Now looking upwards, you can see that this creates a spiral along this line to an area just behind my ear. I'll now use a shaking movement of the head, like I'm saying no, to deepen the stretch and loosening in the front of the neck. Easy with no force. If your head only goes to here, that's fine. Let the jaw hang open and loose. Great, let's get our shoulders moving again. Here I'm using the muscles in the mid-back to pull the shoulders forwards and backwards. Again, making easy shoulder circles without causing too much strain in the neck. Good, let the shoulders rest now, and let's make these easy circles with the neck. It's really important during this movement not to reach deeply. Don't stretch the neck too deeply. Stay very easy and light. Good, let's work on the smaller muscles of the neck now by creating small movements in the head, up and down and side to side. Try to isolate this movement to the base of the skull as much as possible. Try to avoid using any extra force when doing this movement. Let's stick with the no movement for a bit. Try to feel the head swiveling. Notice how if we don't turn the head too far, but stay in a very small range in the middle, the movement becomes very easy and effortless. This is what we want to cultivate to release the muscles around the cervical spine. We can find the same happens when you nod the head. If you make too much of a large movement, you'll feel muscles at the base of the throat and the base of the neck become involved. We want to avoid this for now. Move the head in a nodding sensation with as little effort as possible, and try to isolate the movement to the upper neck as much as you can. Now we can combine this movement with some of the earlier stretches we did. Notice how the movement helps perpetuate the stretch in the upper trapezius muscle without any aggressive yanking and shaking no. And saying yes. Great, give your arms a nice big shake. Try to feel the muscles flapping in the breeze. Give yourself a big hug and rotate through the body, dropping the head and breathing in easily. Switch the arms. Good, let's take our hands interlaced, stretch the fingers again, and this time bring the hands behind the head, very lightly, no pressure on the head, just floating. And here you'll notice this draws the chest upwards. And as we produce rotation with the chest upwards, this forces our ribs to rotate more than usual. Open and close the elbows, breathing into the upper chest. Feel the muscles of the upper back contract as you pull the elbows backwards. Extending and opening. Great, let's give that another shake. Dropping the arms effortlessly onto the thighs, let's begin to loosen up the wrists even more. Begin to develop a rhythm with the hands flopping. Let the wrist hit the legs firmly, or if you're still standing, let the wrist hit the pelvis firmly. Great, let's develop our rotation now. As we turn from side to side, let the arm draw backwards and upwards in a pulling movement in order to help your body rotate. If you're just tuning in now, these are some of our body tuning exercises that we've been offering on online classes throughout the week. If you'd like more information or would like to join one of our classes, you can check the comments of this video below to find links to sign up for our online classes. If you just enjoy watching me wiggle in front of you, please like and subscribe our channel. That will help us grow quite a bit. Thank you so much. Brush the back of the hands along the legs while leaning in and out of the movement. Good, and opening the arms and chest, relaxing. Opening up, relaxing. Turning in now. Turning out, turning in, turning out, turning in. Good, let's revisit some of the movements of the chest, developing a solid shimmy here, letting the arms rest. It's easy to feel the rotation of the chest when we make big movements with the arms. But can you control the same movement of the chest without the arms? This is the true shimmy and is one of the best ways to loosen up the mid-back and lower neck. Great, as we stretch the neck to one side now, let's use some gentle rubbing on the muscle to help it relax. Nothing like a good old pat on your own back. Let's make this tapping motion on the chest now to try to relax the upper lobes of the lungs. Here I use a beak-like shape with my hands so that the hands are firm and I can clearly feel percussion on the chest. I follow the line just below my collarbone. If you notice some spots are sore, spend a little extra time there. Great, bringing the arms to the side, let's drop them in a snapping motion, inwards and down against the ribs. Try to make this movement as fast and accurate as possible. Hup, hup, hup. Now take one arm at a time, dropping in and reaching out. Together. Great, let's return to our basic shimmies that we've started with. Rotating from the shoulder joint, keeping an axis of rotation in the hand, letting the elbow swing out to the sides. Let's cool down the neck with some easy circles as the shoulders stay grounded in this movement of the elbows. Great. Let's continue to loosen the wrists and fingers by percussing them against the upper thighs. Let the arms hang and use your shimmy to drag the arms along the outsides of the thighs. Good. Alternating, rolling each shoulder, we can make this snake-like movement in the body. Notice how the rib cage needs to open on the side you're going to in order to flex in that direction. Great. Let's give ourselves another big hug, dropping the head down and breathing in easily. Switching the arms. Great, let's take a closer look at the movements of the neck. This was the muscle that we addressed earlier. I'd like to spend some more time on this muscle, as it's the most important for pain when sitting. Get some good squeezes deep into the muscles. See if you can pull the muscle right off the bone. Oh. Don't be afraid you won't hurt the neck this way. Okay? Now that we've opened up the circulation again to these muscles here, we're going to stretch it by leaning to the side and rolling the head upwards. You can see this again creates the long spiral inside of the neck. And here I'm going to use some light tapping on the collarbone where the muscle attaches to help this release. Moving the head in a no-like direction. Great, let's take that over to the other side. Again, hanging to the side, rolling the head up, letting the jaw hang open. You can see how my body is getting quite red here from the massage. This is really great. This means I brought a lot of circulation into the area. Again, I'm going to use some auxiliary techniques to help boost my stretch. Here I'm just tapping the upper trapezius muscle to help this loosen. Try to look up as much as you can towards the ceiling. Great. See if you can practice this strange movement, which we almost never do. Try to isolate the movement inside of the neck, creating this rocking or spiraling movement of the head. Good. Slowly roll the head down, pressing the chin into the chest. And slowly release this, looking upwards to stretch the front of the neck. Again, slowly releasing down, pressing into the chest, and slowly releasing upwards. Let's take one more deep one to finish up. Pushing down, feel the muscles in the front of the neck contract. Feel the muscles in the front of the neck relax. Great, thank you for watching, everybody. Again, this was a sample class of our online body tuning classes. I hope that you got some value out of it, and if you'd like more information on where to sign up for classes, you can check the comments below. Please like and subscribe our video and our page. That will really help us build a following. And I look forward to seeing you online sometime soon.